What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of hopsgeeknews, your home for comic books, movies, TV shows. And today we are finishing, thank God, in my opinion, the worst season of Supernatural, season 12.
Aw.
I did not like it wasn't like, when I say bad, it just wasn't great. I don't know. Anyways, we are finishing season 12 Supernatural. So starting with episode 17 through the finale, we are going to meet a devilish spawn of Satan, if you will, but his name is not Damien. So what you guys can go ahead and do is like, subscribe, share, follow at Hopsgeek News, any podcasting platform, YouTube, social media platform, hang out in our Discord, support the show, patreon.com/HopsgeekNews. My beer is Nazareth from True. They are closed
I
now.
drank that last time.
I know I have one more after this, and I'm going to kind of savor it for a bit, but it's an IPA, so you don't want to wait too long, right?
It's true.
God dang it, they closed. And I just felt, because Jack's getting born, spoiler alert, that Nazareth felt like it fit the theme, because Jesus of Nazareth, all that kind of stuff, and there's a dragon. Anyways, what do you got over there, Mrs. Sideward? Squidward?
How did you know I was drinking Sideward? Oh, because I sent you a picture.
Well, no, but you told me when we were recording Billy Madison.
Oh, I did.
You had a Sideward on tap, but also I just assumed because you were always there now, and you're just rubbing it in my stupid face.
Reaper Ripper. It's got a Reaper. I actually still have a Rosemary's Baby that Stacy had sent me.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, we're so close to spooky season, and I know we'll still be doing Supernatural, and Jack's going to be around for a while now, so I'm going to save that for when it's a little spookier.
Ready that I'm just not ready yet. I don't know. Normally I'm all in on the pumpkin already, but I'm just not there quite yet. I'm very weird this year. Very weird. Normally I'm
Coffee's
all in.
The only thing I want right away. Everything else can wait.
I mean, I got the creamer, and I'm pumped pumpkin spice next week at Starbucks. But
is it next week?
26th. Yeah. And
we have a date. I didn't know we had a date.
Tabby put it in our group chat. Keep up. Jeez.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm letting Tabby know.
That group chat, because sometimes things don't make sense.
It's okay. Well, anyways. Yeah, I'll that's another thing. But yeah, so I'm not either as far as the pumpkin goes yet. Carrie was talking about decorating for Halloween, and I'm just not like getting a theme. And I'm like, I'm not there personally. I don't know why.
It takes me all day to switch out my house for Halloween.
I'm also just
not ready yet.
It feels like we're in hell as it is. So speaking of hell, the British invasion, episode 17, flashback to 1987. As the British Men of Letters school, we learn that Mick is an orphan, and the Men of Letters force you to kill your best friend for life. Yes, that was dark right off the bat. Mick obviously does it, and they cleverly make us think that it's Ketch at first. Eileen is back. Yes.
Woo-hoo!
Anytime Eileen is around, I'm a big Eileen stan. I'm all about that. Did you actually, by the way, do you know where the term stan comes from? Like if you stan something or somebody, it's from the Eminem song Stan.
Oh, really?
He was such a big fanatic of Slim.
Oh, this is your number one fan, Stan.
Yeah.
Damn,
and so
that was you. Oh, wow.
It's basically, it came from that. That's a good fun fact.
That's crazy. I thought it was older than that.
No, it came from there. So he's, Eileen's back and helping with Kelly Klein, who, she's
not helping Kelly Klein. She's helping them find Kelly Klein
with the stuff. All right. Back at the bunker, Mick happens to be there. He's there to tell them about Lucifer's baby, which of course they know about. Come on.
They're like, yeah, we know. He's like, what?
I know. I love them. Like, wait, what? We'll get to this, but Mick showed a lot of growth in this episode.
I know. I love Mick.
I
really did like Mick. He was just like a victim of his circumstance kind of thing. And when you find out like that he was an orphan too.
Yeah.
Yep.
They catch him up, and Eileen and Sam meet a super douche from the Men of Letters who is the top of his class. Mick gives Sam the Colt and says it has to go back, even though they had it first. They find Kelly thanks to Eileen. Dean grabs her as she's on her way to a fake doctor appointment that Sam made. They all try to convince Kelly that the child will be evil, and Mick tells her that she'll mean nothing to the child. He could not be more wrong. Thank the Lords. Now, Dagon shows up. Eileen gets a shot off with the Colt. However, Dagon vanishes right then with Kelly, and the snooty Men of Letters guy gets shot instead.
Complete accident.
Then says, Eileen must die because the code. They convince him to back down. Now we cut to Mary and Ketch, who are, they deserve each other. And Lucifer is secretly trying to get his power back and away from Crowley. Back at the bunker, Sam comforts Eileen, who feels bad about killing a human. And, it wasn't her fault. Everybody with eyeballs standing there saw Dagan, poof, disappear. So the fact that you even say that Eileen has to die,
because if she had gotten her, like, that would have been
exactly,
huge.
that's all of the way off. Dagan handcuffs Kelly to a bed, tells her that she will die when the baby comes. The evil Men of Letters leader and Ketch confront Mick about leaning more towards the Winchester Code than their own code, which Mick defends his decisions in the Winchesters. Ketch shoots him in the head and is then told to exterminate all of the American hunters, as the boys are once again looking for Kelly, but have the Colt back. But they gave the
He's like,
Colt back.
welcome home, baby, or welcome back,
Yeah,
baby, or
or
something.
have it. Yeah. So, big thing coming off this episode, obviously, right? You get Mick's tragic backstory. The life chose him, not to use that terminology, but he was an orphan. They took him in, they taught him the code, and
it makes more sense though that he actually killed the friend, because the friend was going home for Christmas to see his family, and Mick was being left at the Men of Letters bunker. You realize, like, I already have nothing, and now,
it's sad. It's very deep. And then the code that they live by, and I thought it was amazing because Mick is essentially like, hey, the Winchesters, like, there's no need for this code. They basically, he gives the Superman speech, right? They're human. They put their, just like the British Men of Letters do. They show compassion, and they have
when he
a way
also
of
saw
things.
Claire
get
Claire cured with the werewolf after he felt guilty killing the other girl, which the other girl had to be killed.
Yeah, which is intense. So, like, Mick really, it really is unfortunate, because I almost would have loved to have seen, well, what if Mick survives and he joins the boys, right? That would have been awesome. I feel like there's an alternative storyline there that they get out of this, and Mick joins the trio. Like, imagine Mick with Castiel in the back seat while the Winchester, I don't know, something about that quad would have just really worked for me.
You get to see him, like, lose, like, the nice tie and everything and become an actual hunter.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. And then I don't really understand.
What am I thinking of where it's like, oh my gosh, I'll have to, there's something I'm thinking of where, like, the person, it's Demolition Man. Remember in Demolition Man when, like, one of the, like, fancy cops ends up with, like, Dennis Leary's crew, and he's like, oh, look at you. And he's, like, all proud of himself.
Yeah,
he's, like,
that would have been a big
doing
moment.
The right thing and getting dirty. Yeah.
I do also think that their code is so flawed. So you're going to kill all the American hunters. Okay, great. What's your plan then? Are you going to
Then they're going to employ their methods and just do British Men of Letters all over America.
Yeah, but do you have the bodies for that, though?
I don't think they do. And I think that they're underestimating the sheer, strength and in psychoticness of Americans.
America, a lot. Well, you see this a lot, right? Europeans, when they come to visit America, a lot of them don't understand how vast America is. And that's fair. It's huge. A lot of people think they could do LA in New York in the same day or the same trip. That's like a 3-day, 4-day trip.
Well, I mean, in their defense, we do have songs about it. Route 66.
Right. But you're right. This kind of leads into that, they don't quite understand the vastness of America and just how much open space there is, especially in the middle of the country where a lot of this stuff takes place. So
and how different everyone is. Like, an American in Florida versus California versus Oregon versus Kentucky versus Maine. Like,
we're vastly different. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because we're one country. We are not necessarily like-minded.
Smaller countries just put together as one. I mean, each state is essentially its own country. I mean,
fucking city in Florida is different. But I mean, you can all of a sudden be in, like,
Jacksonville, look at Orlando, to Miami. Like, they are.
You just named big cities. You didn't even name, like, Taintsville or something. That's a real place. I didn't even make that up.
That reminds me of Goochland up here in Virginia, for example. But you're right. Richmond is vastly different from the Nova, DC area, which is vastly different from Charlottesville, which is vastly different from Roanoke and things. It's
and you got hunters from all different backgrounds with all different toys, and, like, you have no idea because everybody's self-taught here.
Exactly. It's very different.
Speaking like it's real.
It's
real to me.
The one big thing about this episode is just Ketch's face really bothers me, especially at, like, the close-ups they do to his face. He looks like a big baby. I don't know what it is, but he looks like an oversized baby. I think he's too clean.
He does kind of look like an oversized
when
baby.
They zoom up on his face, there's, like, nothing behind his eyes, and he just has that stupid same, like, pursed lip look. He just looks like a big baby.
He's not British, so I feel like he's trying to
hold it. Yeah, that
be
would make
British.
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay,
all right. So we only have one fun fact here, and I'm not too like, oh, it's the same, casting, but this is Jillian Barber. She plays Dr. Hess. And she's the evil mental letters lady that's like
Yeah.
leading the charge. But she also plays as Mrs. Rourke, Layla's mother in the episode Faith. And
From season 1.
Yes, Layla's mom hated Dean because Dean was getting chose over Layla, and she was a complete see you next Tuesday to Dean,
Yeah.
and she's being a complete see you next Tuesday again.
Sometimes they be like that, man. All right. So this next one is good. So going into episode 18, the memory remains. Some kids are getting drunk at a bonfire. One of the kids walks off, and then that's when the goat man shows up and bonks him on the head, which another kid sees and takes off running. Cass is missing, which Dean is not happy about. So the boys take a case that they think Mick sent them. Now we obviously know it's Ketch. A murder every year for like 100 years, and then none for the last 20. So 1997-ish was like the last time. And then boom, this year, hello, they're back. It was really Ketch to get them out of the bunker to look for the cult. So because they go in there and they plant bugs, they were all that kind of good stuff. The cop in the town thinks the kid just took off. The boys find that the kid who saw it and he tells them that the kid is missing, did not just take off. He enjoys smoking weed and eating sandwiches. So the sheriff never believed him. The boys, however, do, and the kid tells them it was a monster named Black Bill, who is a local legend, a half man, half goat that eats his victims and enjoys orgies, as one does.
I was going to say the same thing.
Dean, that's all he needs to hear. He goes to get the cult.
It's like, not too bad.
Back to the stoner kid who's at work. He works at a factory, and afterwards he gets goat attacked in his car as he's trying to leave work. The boys go to his job asking about him. They're told he never showed up for work. They learn that their sheriff actually owns the plant the stoner kid works at. Stoner kid then is locked in the freezer at the plant with the goat man, and it turns out all the past victims have worked at the plant. Not good to do that, dude. Just ruin your whole, come on. The boys sneak into the sheriff's house and find a murder room, which then the sheriff tells them he grew up being told a monster lived under their house and made them rich so long as he was fed human blood. So they did. It turns out the goat dude was just a dude all along, and Moloch was the monster. You starve the monster, so he'll do anything for blood, thus making them rich. When his dad died in 1997, he stopped it because he actually had a soul and kept him locked up and never fed him. However, the place the sheriff has kept him for years is suddenly empty, which interesting. It's really interesting, isn't that? I guess he maybe never saw Moloch, but we see Moloch at the plant.
Expected that Moloch to be down there, but then he's not down there, and this is when So I feel like Supernatural is really good at these standalone stories of constantly having twists and trying to make you figure out who the actual bad guy is.
Because the cop legitimately in this was, hey man, I just wanted to be a good person and all of that stuff.
Right. He was hoping he would starve to death by not feeding him blood, and he never did.
Suddenly, the random guy from the plant shows up, the boss, and knocks out Dean. And more of like Dean was tackling him and fighting, and he fell
jumped over a railing.
Himself out. All right. So they escape and track Dean's phone to the plant, and it turns out that the nut job was a love child of the sheriff's dad, who didn't exactly raise him. He found Moloch when he was trying to steal from the sheriff. Piece of trash. Pete from the plant, aka the love child, tells Dean he's part of the family, and this is what his family does: hunting people, killing them, the family business. He said the line. He did
it. I love Dean's face when he said it.
I know. He leaves Dean for Moloch, and Sam gets into the freezer, shoots Moloch with the Colt. Pop, pop. Then the sheriff tells the boys to go.
Except for 5 things.
At the bunker. Yeah. Until it doesn't, for plot reasons. Back at the bunker, the boys, this is a really good moment, by the way. The boys discuss their legacy and how it will be the people they save. They carve their initials into the table in the bunker, just as they did to the Impala as kids. Ketch tells them Mick's back in London. They'll report to him from then on. And then we see that Ketch is listening as they talk shit about him. Yeah, no,
I report to low budget Christian Bale.
I do love that. And he's just sitting there. He looks like he wants to cry. You can tell that the words are.
He does look like he wants to cry.
The words are hurting him hardcore. He is one of those, like, every jab they take is just twisting that knife in his.
Like, he has no problem whatsoever just killing somebody. And
no, but sticks and stones can break my bones. Not to this guy.
But words will hurt much worse.
He is torn up about this. But I do really, really love that. When they're sitting there and there's that really good moment with Sam and Dean, and it's, what do you think our legacy would be? And it's the people we save. No one's going to remember us. And at first Dean's like, oh, ouch, that sucks. And then Sam's like, dude, it's the people that we've saved, like we save the people and they remember us because we saved them. And that legacy lives on through stories of how we saved them. And it's a really
Or
cool
even the
moment.
kids they have and the
Yeah.
generations that go after that, yeah.
And they carved their initials into the wood, which I thought was pretty cool as well. And it gets flashbacks to them doing it in the car. And it was a really, really good scene. That was my favorite scene of this episode. Despite, the half goat, half man, as much as I loved, old creepy Bob out there just bonking people on the
Right.
head. Yeah.
Well, and, obviously in this, we spoil things, so we know things ahead of time. We finish the show. So there's a lot of
What?
foreshadowing that I think is
There is?
unintended. The carving the names in the table, I think it's so cute when you see the names that get added
I
in
do
the
too.
finale. Yeah.
I love
Especially what
that,
they're
man.
going through right now and looking for Kelly, that then that baby's name ends up on that table, I think is actually,
Well,
a cute
that's
turnaround.
another reason why I wish they could have, because they were talking about, the people who might, this bunker gets used by hunters after us. I thought that was really cool too. And I would have, not that, I don't know, it would have been cool to see maybe a different show take place after, or maybe we continue on and we get to
I
see
mean, the show's
callbacks.
only been off the air for not even 5 years. It can go on. The
I
show
still
can go
think we
on.
need the show in some capacity, man. We really do. I'm sorry. Anyways, fun facts. What kind of fun facts you got for us for this episode?
So the names Sam and Dean use in this are Agent Stark and Martell. Those are references to the Game of Thrones, which we saw Charlie got them hooked on. The
Yeah.
title's obviously a Metallica song, The Memory Remains. So Moloch is the same actor that played the Golem.
Oh
He's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
also the Scarecrow and Freeman Daggett in the episode where we meet the Ghost Facers. So he's 6'9". So it seems like
Dude,
whenever they need a really tall
I
monster,
was
he's
gonna say
used.
he's got his job on lock. Hey, we need somebody tall this episode. What are you up to?
Yeah.
Thing?
Well,
I
the
just
one
picture
is
him
when
grunting at them like, "Brr."
the Golem's really the only one you really hear him talk and see his face. The other
Yeah,
ones, he's just like
they're up and
scary.
personal. But hey, listen, I would take it too. If we need a tall person for the job, you hear that, Crowley? I am as tall as Sam. Don't tell me I'm not tall. That Sam's tall.
But when they need him tall monster, they need him to be taller than Sam, I'm sure.
You be
So,
taller than
per
Sam.
Britannica, Moloch
Mhm.
is a Canaanite deity associated in biblical sources with the practice of child sacrifice. The name
Nice.
derives from combining the consonants of the Hebrew melech, meaning king, with the vowels boshet, meaning shame, the latter often being used in the Old Testament as a variant name for the popular god Baal, which is Lord. In the
Low budget
Hebrew
Christian.
Bible, Moloch is presented as a foreign deity who is at times illegitimately given a place in Israel's worship as a result of the syncretistic policies of certain
That's
apostate kings.
I mean, that's kind of a cool backstory and stuff, I think.
Yeah, there goes. If you want to know more on it, there's a ton of backstory, but obviously I wasn't going to do like this
Oh,
could be
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
a cryptid kind of thing.
Oh, that would be a fun episode to do, like, just monsters of supernatural and dive into, like, their
We've
legends and
done
stuff.
it.
Well,
We've done what? I think we've done 2 episodes on it.
we've done Christmas ones and Halloween ones and
Well,
cryptids
they weren't
episodes.
Halloween, they
They
were
weren't
just monsters.
specifically straight from Supernatural.
I see. I think we actually might have done that before. Was it before you were watching? Because I know every time we've done it, I've actually added the supernatural
Yeah,
references, but we've
I don't know.
definitely not done all of them. That's for sure. There's a ton.
Could be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. This next episode, episode 19, what happens in the future?
The future. So Kelly's looking rough and she's locked up. Dagon shoves
Won't
vitamins
let
down her
me
throat.
out.
What? Are you singing?
Locked up, won't let me out. Yeah,
Oh.
Akon was Akon.
Dagon, I don't know. Dagon tells her to take a bath. She's like, the demon's like, you're disgusting. Take a
This
bath.
gets dark too. Yeah,
So she does, and she actually tries to kill herself. Meanwhile, back at the bunker, Sam is
that's her
trying to
wrist,
figure out.
dude.
I love that Sam's trying to figure out when Kelly's gonna pop, and he's like, well, it's a Nephilim baby, so they come early. And then he's like, I think the baby's gonna be born May 18th. And what do you know? The baby's born May 18th. Sam should
Hey,
be a
that's one of my
gynec or an
friends' birthdays.
obstetrician.
Fact.
So Sam suggests trying to track the Nephilim and not Dagon. Cass then shows up. Dean wants to know where the hell he was. He was in heaven, but there was no reception there. He was trying to get the angels to help, but they did not want to. Dean is very upset with Cass for ignoring them, so Cass comes to Dean's room to give him back the mixtape he made him, which Dean insists was a gift and gives it back to him. Cass explains he needed a win before he came back because he keeps failing. Cass asks Dean if shit comes to shit, will he or Sam be able to kill Kelly, an innocent? Dean says they'll find another way and that Cass cannot go dark again because the 3 of them are just better together. Let's go, Team Free Will.
Yeah,
Which, again, that's some more foreshadowing too, especially with all
that's
the BS
true.
with Jack. So
Yep.
then Dean goes to get a beer, which is when Cass takes the Colt from under Dean's pillow. Back to Kelly, she survived the suicide attempt because Jack wouldn't let her die. Sam keeps researching and suggests extracting the grace from Kelly to make the baby just a baby and not a Nephilim. With this idea, Dean goes to get Cass from his room, and Cass has left. Cass brings the Colt to Black Noir, he's not Black Noir, it's the
Black
actor.
Noir.
I didn't remember what his angel name was. He's an angel.
It brings him to Black Noir. No, wrong show. Even though they're
Here's
all,
the first
come
The Boys
on.
crossover. With 2 bullets. It only has 2 bullets, one for Dagon and one for Kelly. They then track a celestial feeling, which was when Jack was actually saving Kelly. Cass is insistent he's doing this for the Winchesters to keep them safe and to prevent them from having to have the guilty conscience of killing an innocent. The 3 angels attack Dagon. However, while Cass is supposed to be killing Kelly, he instead just takes her. He himself cannot kill an innocent at this point. He used to be able to, not anymore. And I think this is where the Lily Sunders episode is relevant, because in that
Oh,
they killed a
yeah.
child that they thought was a Nephilim, and now Cass felt the guilt for that and saw the mother mourn that. So
Right.
Lucifer is none too pleased with Dagon. Cass suggests to Kelly she step into the gates of heaven, a quick and painless death for both mom and baby. Kelly insists nothing is born evil. They then find a motel, and Cass tells Cass she killed herself and the baby brought her back to life, which Cass explains that's what they felt in heaven. Kelly said she felt goodness in that moment. Cass then explains she won't survive the birth. So who will keep him on the righteous path? The Jack then starts kicking, and Kelly puts Cass's hand on her belly, so he got to feel his son kick. Aw. As Kelly's eyes light up, she has a vision of Cass protecting her. There's a sudden knock on the door. It's Sam and Dean, because Sam put a tracking app on Cass's phone because they're
Yes.
sick and
When he
tired of
wasn't paying
Cass's BS.
attention.
They suddenly see Cass has Kelly. Sam explains the grace extraction, but Kelly doesn't like it because the grace is what makes the baby special. They get Kelly and Cass into the Impala, and Kelly decides she's like, screw this. I'm taking the keys. I'm going to get out of here.
Speeds away in that Impala, man. Good on her.
Yeah, she's taking matters in her. She's got to protect her baby.
Screw
So
you
they
guys.
head to the sandbox. She says that the baby chose Cass and told her to follow his plan, and Cass will make sure Jack is born. Kelly is insistent Cass will protect him. Will protect her and the baby. Well, he can't protect her for so long, but the Winchesters do show up, and Dagon actually gets the Colt, melts it, and then Kelly grabs Cass's hand. They light up together, and Cass sets Dagon on fire with his hand. Cass
Which is
heals
cool.
Dean and then tells them that the child must be born with all his powers. The boys don't want Cass to walk away, so he puts them to sleep and takes off with
I
Kelly
like that. Bonk.
into the truck, which they had got Cass's truck working again and met up with them.
Yeah.
Cass says he saw the future.
Future. Yeah, thank God, first of all, Dagon was getting annoying, and she melted the Colt, and you're just kind of like, oh damn. And then, but there are some really good moments here with Cass and Kelly. It starts off very dark. She does try to cut her wrist, and you're just like, Jesus. And then, to
It's a
be
sad scene too, like she's crying.
she knew, the baby can't be born. If this baby is evil and does the things that you say, it couldn't be born. I tried. It's kind of reminiscent of Bruce Banner, tried to kill himself.
Oh yeah, and the other guy spit it out.
Yeah, and so she can't do it. So she's kind of trapped, right? No hope. But there are moments, with Cass and Kelly where it kind of gives that hope. And Cass, not for he's the reason why Jack shows it. Jack is good, overall good, and wants to do good because of Cass, essentially. And his mom. Don't get me wrong, what he remembers of his mom, but it was a lot of foreshadowing. A lot of heavy moments in this. And then it was really badass when Cass essentially goes Super Saiyan and just lights her up on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Dean and Sam are just like, what is going on? They're just like,
yeah.
And oof, gone. She's gone. And you're like, thank God, finally.
Yeah, we didn't need any more Dagon.
No, she ran her
Then
course.
she went down the witch's road. Down,
right.
down
That's
the
right.
road.
Yeah. Fun facts. The angel Naomi directed this episode. We don't like Naomi, though. The episode aired May 18th in a later episode when Jack is dying. We already told you this, but he tells the person in the hospital Jack's B-Day is May 18th. And this is Misha's 100th episode. I didn't realize that.
Well, unless you were counting, how would you?
Well, I just never knew that he was in that many. I knew he was in a lot.
It is a lot of
I
episodes.
didn't feel like he was in as many as that, like over 100. I don't know why, but it makes a lot of sense.
That is a lot. There's 320 total.
Wow,
I wonder if that includes
he's in almost half the episodes of the series then.
I'm trying to think how many, if there was any episodes where you just hear him or something.
I don't know. Have to. Do you have anything before we move on to Twigs and Twine?
I also thought it was interesting, the whole theory on extracting the grace. We later learn, obviously, that does not work because remember when Jack loses his grace, he starts to die. So he actually
Yeah.
needs the grace to balance out the human and the Nephilim sides.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like, by the way, this reminds me for some reason because we just glossed over the fact that Ketch found that picture of Mary with one of the babies
Oh, it
and
was
took
a
that
theme,
picture
yeah.
with him and creepily looks at it over and over again. It's like,
Well, you wonder, like, because I feel like they're trying to give Ketch some human side, and we see a little bit
doesn't
of it,
comes off creepy.
but he's never fully, yeah, he's never fully redeemed himself.
This wasn't the
Um,
episode where he was torturing the shapeshifter. What is that the next episode?
I think that's the next one,
Okay.
yeah.
I couldn't remember.
But I do think though that some of like Cass's feelings for failing the boys is on Mary. I feel like Mary really instilled that in him, making him feel like he
She
failed,
was a
putting her
dick, man.
own issues on him. Yeah, and I feel like that's really why he was like, I needed a win before I came back here, kind of thing, because of
And
her.
it also, not for nothing, it kind of worked out because he ends up saving the boys and the world from God because of his actions, needing that win. But terrible, man. She's off playing with Ketch and the British Men of Letters. Whatever. Twigs and Twine and Tasha Baines. The boys, which is mainly Dean, are still mad about Cass ditching them. The twins we met at Asa Fox's funeral show up and call them because their mom is not checking in. We saw her going to a haunted house and getting stabbed through the gut. She's a good witch, went to some weird bed and breakfast. We, like I just said, started the episode with her getting stabbed. Dean wants to focus on Cass. Sam says, hey, let's go help them, man. What are we going to do? Sit our heads and bang our heads out against the wall, essentially? Let's go, man. Until we hear something. Back at the Men of Letter spot, we see Mary and Ketch. They're torturing a shapeshifter. Mary gets a call from Dean. She ignores it while Ketch is just stabbing the shapeshifter, who is Mary, and all that good stuff, and then turns into Ketch. It's weird. They all
Yeah.
go to the four of them go to the bed and breakfast. The mom is perfectly fine. She's there. They get some food and
What are
wine.
you doing here?
Yeah, she was overly. Also, for being their mom, she looked not old. She was very young. They all looked like they could have been siblings.
Yeah, but the
But
kids were like 20. So
I,
she's probably like 40 something.
hey, good on her if that's like the actual age. Anyways, they all four go to the bed and breakfast. Mom's there. They get food and wine. She's not really her. Sam and Dean find her body along with some others. So the mom is actually her heart and some twigs and vine. Max, the son, sees his dead mom because he's a witch as well, attacks fake mom. He does some witch reveal thing. The jig is up. The evil, weird lady offers Max a deal while the other twig people attack. The deal is that she passes along her deal, which costs her soul with her magic. Because she's dying, wants her soul back, Max goes to accept the deal via her ring. As that's a callback to the lady sitting in the front. That's a nice ring, blah, blah, blah. Dean shoots the witch instead to protect his soul. The twig monsters fade. Unfortunately, Alicia is killed during the twig chaos. After the boys leave, Max and a dead Alicia, he takes the ring and turns Alicia into a twig person. Very, very interesting. Now, back at the
Yeah.
Men of Letters, Mary eavesdrops on Ketch and hears something about a package. The package is Mick's body because he's been telling her even that he's in London, he's hung up, all that kind of stuff. Mary finds it, sees a room full of electronic files on the American hunters, and learns that they're spying on the boys. Side note, Dean's pictures when he was a demon getting called porn guy.
I love that when I noticed, I was like, hey, that's a big. Remember, he's in the place and he's reading the porn, and then the other demon comes in, like Crowley had been feeding him kills.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mary demands questions from Ketch. He tries to BS his way out of it. She's not buying it. They then fight. Ketch keeps trying to say he can keep her safe if she plays nice, which is not going to happen. Ketch tases her. She's out cold and tied up. We wrap up with Dean driving home and listening to a concerned voicemail from Mary. Dean goes to call her back. However, Lady Bevel denies the call. That bitch. Awful Ketch. Oh, this is a kind of a tragic episode too, because in the beginning, right? Max is mom's fine. She's usually gone. She's on a hunt. Like she's totally fine. And then come to find out, like she's dead. So Max is kind of carrying a lot of that too. And he's the witch. Whereas the sister, she never really had a lot of witch powers. It always came to Max and the mom. That's what they bonded over. It's also kind of a creepy episode at the same time because the twig people were pretty creepy and couldn't get beat and everything. But overall, a really emotional episode, which leads into also you're not feeling bad for Mary, but you're also rooting for her, which is just a conundrum on its own.
We're just rooting against the mental letters. I didn't
Yeah.
love this episode. I mean, the stuff with the mental letters, I enjoyed. I also thought it was kind of cool how it made it look like they were torturing Mary, and it was a shapeshifter. But by the end of the
I was
episode, they're torturing Mary. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know what with the twigs and vines though. It felt like a filler episode, kind of like they
it
needed.
basically was. It really was.
Yeah, it's like they had to move along. Like it wasn't a standalone monster of the week because they had to move along this so much of this other story. But
They didn't
and I
have
don't know.
enough for the British Men of Letters, so they had to add something in while also
Yes.
moving the story along, I guess,
I mean, I liked Alicia and Max in the Ace of Fox episode,
I
but
always
I
like
just
getting to meet other hunters, especially like I
yeah.
like these two, but it's just tragic what happens. But I can see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I don't know what it is. I didn't love like when I came to this episode and I'm like, I don't really want to have to like go through this episode, but
No,
obviously I
that's fair.
did. But
All
there's
right.
also no
Well,
I did look it up. Castiel or Misha Collins is in 146 episodes total.
wow. So he is about half the. Good on him. Good on
So
him.
this episode was directed by Richard Speight Jr., though, aka Gabriel, and the evil lady that was in this, she was actually in the episode Time After Time as well. When they went back in time with Elliot Ness, or not they, Dean.
Oh wow.
She was the Bobby character, and she was a very lovable character in that because Bobby had just died, and we got nods to Bobby,
Yeah.
but obviously she was not lovable in this.
No, she was so rude at the beginning. You're just at first you're like, geez,
She
typical
was
old
so
white
rude.
lady. But if you're trying to like make a
She's like, what
deal with
is
somebody,
delicate
get this
demeanor?
curse off of you, you'd think it'd be a little bit nicer. But maybe that's just me. Who knows?
Yep.
Now, I like the title of episode 21. There's something about Mary, to which we start the episode with a hellhound killing Eileen. It hurt. All right. It really hurt when this happened. Ketch is rewarding it. The boys are trying to find Mary. They get a call from Jody that Eileen is dead. Mother, I know she comes back, but I wasn't happy. Okay.
Right.
Hunters are clearly getting targeted. The boys figure out that it's a hellhound. So off to Crowley they go. To Grandfather Crowley we go, who's
Hunt
working with
we will
the
go.
lead mean men of
Hunt
letters
we will
lady.
go.
Turns out Crowley lent Catch the Hellhound because Crowley has a deal with the men of letters. Leave demon deals alone and he'll be a team player. She tells him she intends to kill the Winchesters. Crowley doesn't look too pleased. However, Crowley ends up lying to the boys. Meanwhile, a very brainwashed Mary goes, kills Hunter, and then wakes up and can't seem to tell if it's real or not. Lady Bevel continues her torture and knows all about the Azazel deal. She also tells Mary about actual facts about how much of a terrible dad John was, and Mary asks Ketch to kill her, and he actually shows a shred of compassion.
I know part of her torturing is just giving her facts about her ex-husband after she
I
died, or
know,
not
right?
ex-husband, her late husband. That
Your
she wasn't
husband
even
was
messing with her.
your husband
Yeah,
sucked. Your husband was
yeah.
this. Like, bro, why are you bringing up
I
all?
feel like Mary needed to hear it because she did. Like,
Yeah,
there's so much I feel like she doesn't know. Like, I want to be in the room when they tell her, like, "Oh yeah, Sam was sleeping with a demon for a year and drinking her
well,
blood." Like,
to be fair, like she came back and then just dipped right away, so she could have stayed and gotten a lot of this, and
kind
we
of
would have.
like John did to her. And I think in that moment she feels
Yeah,
more guilty because she's now doing what John essentially did.
yeah, okay, you got me there. All right. Nonetheless, off to the post office, and the boys have a letter from Eileen saying her place was tapped in Ireland, and she was asking if she could stay with them. Ever since she accidentally killed the Men of Letters guy, she feels like she was being stalked. So they sweep the bunker, find the mic. They decide to use that to their advantage and set up a fake meet where they kidnap Lady Bevel, who tells the boys that Mary has joined the team, who wants to join her team. While that's a lie, she does say that she's been sleeping with Ketch, which is not a lie. It's two truths and a lie. Your mom is banging the bad
And the
guys.
truths are messing with the people more.
Yeah. So Mick is
Truth
dead
hurts.
because he got too sentimental for the job and the boys. She then tells them that all the flannel wearing hunters will die if not dead already. Back at the bunker, Ketch and the others are waiting for them, including a brainwashed Mary, who steps in to get the advantage over them. Ketch locks the boys and Lady Bevel in the bunker. Cut to Crowley, and Lucifer has used a minion demon to switch the control over him to him. So now he has control over Crowley instead of vice versa. Lucifer has become free and thinks he killed Crowley, and now he's off to find his son.
Why do
Yeah,
they not
shitter.
realize if they don't light up or if there's not wings, they're not dead?
It is funny because, yeah, he just kind of like kills Crowley and nothing happens, and you're just like, oh, obviously he's not dead because anytime you see a demon, especially if it was the king of hell, something would happen instead of just, oh, he's dead. It's for,
Right.
but it's also Lucifer being a little too high in his own supply at the same time because
Yeah.
he's,
A little
you
too
know,
cocky.
in the past couple episodes, he was kind of standing there talking because playing along with his eyes lighting up to the crowd as his back's turned to Crowley. And then he's talking to the one guy like, hey, what do you mean? Like, you can't break me free. And he's like, well, Crowley killed the guy with the code who made it, but that's my thoughts on that. Yeah,
So
God,
obviously, this is a
me,
nod to the movie, something about Mary.
yes.
During this episode airtime, the hashtag started FireBuckLemming. It was trending on Twitter because this is a nod to the writers Brad Buckner and Eugene Ross Lemming for killing Eileen.
Good.
Because some of their other past decisions and storylines were none too
Wait, was
well
he more
received
upset
as
with
well.
Eileen dying over Charlie?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they killed Charlie too. I don't know. I didn't research into
Oh,
this,
I don't know that either,
but
but if there's a
I
fire
know
Brad in them, interesting.
both of it. Well, they've killed a lot of badass women on this show, and they get crap for it. Thank God they never killed Jody or Brianna
Yo,
Buckmaster.
Jody's just there to get broken arms every time we see the poor lady.
It's true.
I
It's true.
no, but you're right. That's I oh God, it will never ever just I think Eileen's death makes me more mad than Charlie's. Because
It was
Charlie was like a homie. Yeah, I loved Charlie, but Eileen
when
and Sam are meant to be
Charlie died in the heat of a hunt. Like Eileen was killed by people essentially. Like she was like
for no reason, for a
right.
mistake, for something
Yeah.
that she didn't even do on purpose. She was aiming at a freaking demon, you idiots. And if you're so know-it-all and you already knew that she killed a man of letters, you would have seen what happened. She was shooting down the demon. Maybe your idiot guy shouldn't have been on the other end. Maybe he should have done
Seriously,
something
top of
instead of
his
standing
class, he didn't
around.
even know where to stand.
Of his class, and he's just standing there watching this demon take hell. Like, come. Oh my God. I just, again, man, Eileen and Sam are meant to be. We need to just, the end
In
of
my
season,
head, he married Eileen.
the end of season 15 is a fever dream. Eileen never died. Sam and Eileen have beautiful little babies, and Dean
I mean, she
is
did
still
that.
doing.
The blurry brunette could be Eileen.
No, it's Eileen. I refuse.
I just
She
think they
came
should have
back.
done something like, had her sign on the porch or something. Like, obviously, it's not
Something.
the actress, but yeah. Ugh.
Anyways, why don't
So
you
these
take us?
last two episodes were actually one long episode when they aired, but we are going to break them in two. So this is episode
Oh no way!
22.
I didn't realize they were like they. It's
We are.
on at the same time.
It was a 2-hour finale. So it was back-to-back
Oh,
episodes.
okay. All right. Well,
I was not. I think the
cool.
next season is the first season I watched live. I did not watch this season live.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you.
So we kick off with Mary washing blood off her hands and asking for her next mission. She's killing hunters. The boys then try to figure out how to get out of the bunker, which has been has 3 days of air left, and they're stuck with Lady Bevel, who insists she must be kept alive because only she can unprogram Mary. So they give you like day one.
Yeah.
They try to use a spell to get out of the bunker, which involves virgin blood. So the three of them try to re-virginize their blood. And then they realize Ketch actually put a magic dampener on the bunker. Day 2. They're going to knock down a wall. As that fails, the boys realize why they fell for the men of letters as they discuss how they always thought they'd go out Butch and Sundance style. Dean starts to smile and gets the grenade launcher. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Boom! It works. Dean restarts the bunker with a very busted up leg and hobbles back inside because they had figured out you can restart the bunker from the outside, so they blasted the wall. Dean got out. Cut back to Mommy Dearest, and she's at Jody Mills' house. Meanwhile, Dean calls Garth to warn him, and they start going down the list of who is left, and they end up at Jody's, who has Mary tied up. I love that they, even though DJ Qualls isn't in this, I love that they called Garth, and they're like, hey, they're going for hunters. I'm sure that's double for werewolf hunters. Like, I love that he still got a nod and a mention. Mary then taunts Dean about how Jody mothers him. Lady Bevel then tells the boys the programming is permanent. She was just lying to stay safe. And the real Mary is behind impenetrable psychic walls. What else can they do but fight? So Jody calls some other hunters to all team up. Walt and Roy show up, which are 2 hunters that once killed the boys. They seem very awkward, and Sam's like, "Oh, it's okay. Let's go. We gotta move on. It's fine that you killed us." Sam leads them to take down the men of letters. Dean stays back because his leg is very messed up, and he knows Sam can lead them. Dean is going to save Mom. Back to the bunker they go. So Dean they tie up Mary and they handcuff Lady Bevel back at the bunker. And Lady Bevel then knocks both of them out so they can psychically connect, and Dean can bring back his mom. He sees a baby Sam, a happy Mary, and a young Dean. Dean sees that Mary is choosing this escape, and he begins to describe the hell the boys have gone through because of her. This is such a good scene. He tells her how he had to be more than a brother. He had to be a father and a mother to keep Sam safe, and he couldn't do it. He then tells her all the horrible things Sam went through about getting possessed, going to hell, all of that. As he continues to describe this, Mary refuses to look at him as she has tears falling. He then tells her he hates her, but he says he loves her too. And
it's a powerful scene. Oh my God. He delivers it so well, man.
He's like, I hate you. And he says it with such compassion. And he's like, but I love you. I can't help it. You're my mom. Very, very, very good scene. Because keep in mind too, this is a woman who died when he was just a couple months shy of 5,
Right. Yeah. It wasn't
and
her
then came
fault.
back.
Like
But
it
he's
was, but it also wasn't. So
but he still, I feel like, had this image of his mother on a pedestal because he died so young. Like she
well,
could do no
yeah, he
wrong.
really did.
And then
Absolutely.
all he got back in the future was this flawed person who can barely
He
look
can,
at him.
yeah. She did
All right.
again, she ditches them right when she gets back, man.
Yeah.
For the
Um,
enemy.
but she does finally look at him and she sees him. However, they're ripped out of it and they wake up to Ketch, who has already slit Lady Bevel's neck.
Oh, thank
Oof.
God.
As Ketch goes to shoot Dean, Mary shoots Ketch instead, and she shoots him dead. Air quotes around dead. Mary then explains being close to the boys was hard because she saw what she did to them. Dean explains the deal she made them the guys who saved the world. Sam shows up and they have a nice little group hug. Meanwhile, the American hunters attack the British compound. They get to the lead lady who tells him Crowley is dead and Lucifer is out looking for his son. She insists Sam needs them to help stop what's coming. He passes, of course.
Of
And as the
course.
head lady goes to shoot Sam, Jody kills her first, and then they blow up the
Hell yeah,
compound.
Jody. Hell yeah,
Obviously, the
Jody.
group hug came after that, but I try not to, try to make it easy
Yeah,
to
well, you
explain.
had to make it easy
Um,
because, yeah.
I like that Jody killed her though,
I
and
do
like
too,
I was
man.
like,
Jody gets damn justice for once.
well, yeah, and I think that like it shows the conviction that Jody's ready to step up when she needs to step up, and like because I'm like, has she killed humans before? I was wondering if that was her first human.
Oh, that's a good point. I feel like she probably might have, but who knows?
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
And it's just nice to see her actually get some good quality airtime again, because I know the
Good
running
quality
joke on
kills.
us is her always getting hurt. Whereas this, she actually, she's one of like the most underrated characters. I feel like, she's the one who pound for pound for me is one of the best. So it's just good getting to see her get some retribution out there. But when Sam and Dean begin to use pickaxes to break through the cement of the bunker, some of the debris goes flying, and Sam asks Goggles, which is kind of funny. Dean replies, Goggles, this was not scripted. The debris really did hit Jensen Ackles in the face, as it probably would have, yeah. And then Walt and Roy in this episode are two hunters that kill Sam and Dean in season 5's Dark Side of the Moon. Also nods to Walt Disney and his brother Roy.
Obviously, we know where Yippee Ki came from.
Yes. Now,
But you see, he wants
this
to use this grenade launcher a lot, so it was nice of you guys.
oh yeah. We then are going into the finale because yes, we got rid of one problem. However, there's a more bigger
Got
problem up
99
there.
problems,
All
but the
along the
main one is the Devil's
watchtower.
Son.
And not the Justice League watchtower, actually. It's Cass and Kelly are deep in baby preparation. They're out there getting the crib, picking out colors of the baby room. They're doing everything together. Kelly tries to, she actually does put it together a crib from IKEA. Now, can like IKEA furniture, god dang, it's easy hard for no reason. It's like easy, but it's not easy. Anyways, she wants to do something for her baby before she dies because she knows inevitably she's going to die. She can't survive. Castiel tries to help her by reassuring her he'll die for her son and raise him as somebody she can be proud of. We learn that Crowley is not dead. Gasp,
Didn't really
shock.
think he was.
Of course not. He was the greatest guy around.
What
He went into a
murder?
mouse when Lucifer stabbed him. Ah, sneaky, sneaky. He's back. The boys call upon Rowena to help put Lucifer back in the cage, but Lucifer got there first, and she's now dead.
Mm,
Son, oh God, it was that one. That
brutal.
one, as you all know, I love Rowena. So that doesn't. Why are we killing the best? Back at the lake house where Cass and Kelly are, Kelly starts to feel contractions. Baby time,
Uh-oh.
get the bag. Boys and Mary decide they need to find Cass and Kelly first, and since she's due soon, there should be a Nephilim being born signs. Cass sees a rip, a door to another multiverse, and no, Flash is not walking through there, neither is Ant-Man. Okay?
You
It's an
never know.
apocalypse world, so
I think they're
maybe
all connected.
Oscar Isaac might come out. I don't know. Cassiel steps through and sees monsters and Bobby. Meanwhile, Kelly records a very sweet video for Jack, which comes into play later. Crowley shows up at the bunker. The boys are not very happy about this. However, they're willing to hear Crowley out. After all, Dean and Crowley had orgies together. He wanted the devil on a leash to keep everybody from trying to steal his throne. He then says that he realized he hates his job. He tells them he's at the bunker because when the world is ending, the Winchesters win, and he says if they work together, Crowley will then lock up hell with no more demons on earth. He will make hell great again in a great way. They find Castiel after Kelly's labor caused a blackout that was tracked to a house rented by a James Novak.
Not
Wink.
even subtle, Cass. Not even
No.
subtle.
Come on, man. You know how many people actually know that? It's not in terms of like trying to be secretive from all the demons and stuff. You use the
Right.
one
I'm
name
sure
that
the
they all
angels know
know.
too. Yeah.
So
Which is Castiel's vessel's name,
the demon blade stab Crowley, so he stays put. They head out. A
but
very
only in the
sweet.
hand.
Yes. Doula trained Cass sits by Kelly's side as she's in labor and tells her what he saw when Jack saved him that night against Dagon. He saw a world without pain, hunger, or want. He then heard baby pull up. They warned
Not
Cass
Jack,
that
but the
yes,
car.
the Impala, sorry. They warned Cass that
Oh,
Lucifer's out of the cage, man. They're here to make sure that Lucifer doesn't get his hands on the baby. Dean grows in pain about his beat up leg, to which Cassio rolls his eyes. Ah, fine. Heals him. Boom, you're good, baby boy. The boys find a tear in the space-time continuum. No, the TARDIS is not coming through, which they compare to the French mistake plot. They cross over.
hey,
Cass tells Dean he has faith in the baby. Then Bobby shows up. This Bobby, though, doesn't know who the boys are. He only knew Mary Campbell, who used to tell stories about John Winchester, actually. But this world, Mary did not take the deal. The boys were never born, and therefore they didn't save this universe. This is like the weird grayed out universe that we spend a lot of time in. It's void of any hopes and dreams
we're
and
trying
color.
to justify Mary's decision.
Yeah, okay. They head back to our world where Crowley has escaped the blade and showed up with a solution. Now, flashback to Mary, who's sitting next to Kelly as she is pushing a baby of hell out. Lucifer shows up, as we expected. The boys run away, but really
Which
just
is
have
really
Lucifer see
funny.
the run away. They just have Lucifer see the time and rip in space. The rip in time and space. Jeez. They lure him in. Lucifer follows them to the apocalypse world when then Dean pumps Lucifer full of angel killing bullets. Bop, 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 from the other Bobby. It was a firefight. However, Crowley creates a spell to try to close the rift, lock Lucifer there. Life is required to kick off the spell. Crowley sacrifices himself by stabbing an angel blade into himself. I
Didn't
forgot
see
this
that
is how
coming.
he goes, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm
I feel
depressed.
like it wasn't momentous enough.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like Kelly's about to die. Why can't we just use her? Like, she's dying. She can remember. Did you have to do that? She's about to die. Like,
Because
why don't you just kill her because she's gonna die anyways, and then the death, and then
I
you can
don't
just put
think
the baby out, man. I
I
don't
think it would
know.
have to be a fresh intentional death, but
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay. Cassiel shows up, goes after Lucifer. Dean goes to get Cass. Sam grabs him back into the world. Right then and there, Kelly gives birth. She was going to die anyways. Mary gets knocked out, of course, because it's not a supernatural episode without a Winchester getting knocked out. Cass comes back to their world right as Lucifer comes through and stabs Cass with an angel blade. Dean screams, Cass! And Mary starts punching
yelled,
him
no.
with Nocky and brass knucks. As they both fall into the apocalypse world, the rip closes. Dean stares at the dead Castiel, drops to his knees. While the room Kelly gave birth in lights up, Sam runs to it. He sees Kelly dead again. Again, Crowley. Again.
It wasn't
Okay.
going to work. You had to have an
Blah,
intentional
blah, blah,
death.
blah, blah, blah. He follows, not baby footprints to the nursery that Kelly set up. In the corner is a grown ass naked person with yellow eyes and a grin. Ugh.
The end.
Weird. But that's the end of season 12. Yeah. We don't meet Jack. You meet Jack, but you don't meet
But it
Jack.
is Alex Calvert.
Yeah, but you don't meet Jack, which I thought it was interesting because obviously there was never going to be a way that, there's a baby, but I figured they would have had a baby for like an episode and then just age him up as they did with Emily
Oh,
Swallow.
Amara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't, they just, no wonder she dies. She gave birth to a full ass man.
Kill anybody.
Holy crap! You were holding
They
that thing in there.
explain
It's
it later.
her
Like, I don't think every Nephilim.
uterus, man. Like,
But I don't think every Nephilim is born like that. I think he was because Kelly needed him to be okay, and he wasn't going to be okay as a baby.
true.
Plus,
His-
this is like the most powerful archangel. It's not
yeah,
just a
like we have
regular
his
angel.
God. But also, like his grin. At first, you're thinking, "Ah, man,
He's
he's
going to
a
be
bad
evil.
guy." But he's not a bad guy. There's a lot that happened at the end of this episode. Everyone's dying. First of all, Crowley dies unceremoniously, and I'm thinking, so there's a theme with Supernatural. Unceremonious deaths. Charlie dies off screen. Eileen dies. Rowena dies off screen. Not really off screen, but unceremoniously. Crowley dies unceremoniously. Like all of these, Dean dies in like the worst way possible.
Some of his deaths though are big. Like I feel like when Metatron stabs him, that's a big death. Like he's had
it's
deaths
bigger
that were
than,
big. No.
so like I really feel like when they kill off a big character, it doesn't feel like you're not. Oh, like that.
Maybe because we never know if they're going to come back, so they don't want
I
to put too much
guess,
weight
yeah.
on it.
Obviously, Crowley's dead, and so, but it doesn't feel like a big moment for Crowley, because Crowley is like the guy. He's
Yeah.
like in hell, like he's the guy. He's as much
Well,
a part of them.
I
I
think
don't
for
know.
Dean, I don't think Sam would ever care if Crowley was dead. Dean had more of a
No,
relationship with him, but Crowley died in that episode, or Cass died in that episode. So I think Cass's death for Dean is going to overshadow anybody
well,
else's death
okay, that's the other
except
thing,
maybe
right? You
Sam.
can't have multiple people, which they kill off Cass essentially because they were trying to get rid of Misha Collins to not because they didn't want to pay people, which comes to find out, he takes a lesser deal and comes back. But it's just kind of funny because you're right. You kill off so many big characters that you do yourself a disservice by killing off this many. Crowley, Rowena, Cass all
I think
die.
Cass was ceremoniously. I think that they focused on that. They lit him up. Then you see Dean on his knees sobbing, and then we
Right.
start the next episode with Dean focusing on wrapping up Cass before he even thinks about this, like
Right. It
going
just
after this
feels
demon kid.
you never let, these moments feel earned, and you never let them sit with you. With like Rowena and Crowley, who played in big
I think
parts,
they
and
knew Rowena was going to come right
well,
back.
I mean, she obviously was down in hell, so she still sticks around. Yeah, I get that, but like with Crowley, I mean,
Dean does ask for him back, but they really do, I think, move on too quick because they were finally coming around to Crowley, but they were pissed at Crowley because Crowley didn't put Lucifer back in the cage like he was supposed to do.
which makes sense. Yeah, it's one of those. I feel bad, but at the same time, the idiot didn't do what he needed to do, and he
Right.
sacrifices himself, and you're kind of like, damn, that's big for Crowley because Crowley has
Yeah.
always been about Crowley, and so for him
Mhm.
to give himself up to try and save the Earth was a really big moment that I feel we just really moved past way too
Yeah.
fast.
I do love that when Dean was praying to Chuck in the next episode, he's like, "You bring Cass back, bring my mom back." He's like, "Hell, even Crowley." But really, outside of that, we really don't. That we should have.
Yeah.
I think it would have
It
been
never
great to have Mark
sat
Sheppard
great with
back.
me, I guess, but again, they were cutting contracts, and
In
Mark
my
Sheppard wanted money and wouldn't take a cut, nor should he
uh,
have.
right. In my head, Jack brought people out of the empty and made everything fair. Like even like
I would
the
have
whole
liked to have
purgatory
seen
thing. Like
Crowley in the last episode, like I don't, God,
there's a lot of people I don't know if Crowley was gonna be in the finale. I can't imagine he'd be in
probably
heaven.
not. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say he's not in heaven, but I
But if his
mean,
mom's running hell, like can't you pull him out of the empty and send him
his
back to
mom's running.
hell?
Yeah, like his mom's running hell. We got Lucifer's son running heaven. I feel like you could have done something and brought him back at this point because you could have. Yeah, I don't know.
I like to think if they bring back the show that I feel like you need Mark Sheppard and Misha
Oh,
because Mark
yeah.
Sheppard's the number 4. It was, obviously the boys and then Cass and then
That's what I
Crowley.
mean. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it just sucks that the show got to, hey, we don't want to pay you guys anymore. And that kind of sucks because these guys, like, again, Mark Sheppard has made the show as much as the other three have.
He's
And
been
Misha
around.
loved the show. And granted, he took the pay cut, but how are you
Yeah.
trying to lowball all these people? Like,
I don't
these
know.
people,
It's CW. Who
I
knows?
just, I just hate when they do that stuff, man. That's my biggest complaint. But I'm off my soapbox. I've said what I got to say about this.
I mean, Crowley showed up in season 5? I think because he gave the boys the cult to kill Lucifer.
He's been around.
And then this was
Oh,
the
this
end of
was season
12.
5. Damn, you're
So
right. Yeah.
he was around for a while.
Which again, when you try to lowball somebody like that just pisses me off. And then you take them out, and for somebody who's been in the show that long,
They couldn't get rid of Cass, though. He was like you killed Kenny,
I'll
you
do this
bastard.
for free. Misha's like, I've got no other prospects. Gotham sucks. Or not Gotham. What is it? The show he was doing where he was Two-Face.
Oh, Gotham Knights.
Stinks. Yeah, it was after Supernatural, granted, but still.
I stopped watching it once I can't. I watched like the first 2 episodes.
As far as I know, I don't know what he's doing, but
There wasn't enough Misha Collins in it.
I mean,
but I think I don't hate season 12. I think there's some great episodes in season 12. It's not my favorite season.
This is my least favorite season.
I don't know if I have a least favorite season.
It's this
Honestly,
one.
I feel like there's just such good episodes in every season.
There are good episodes in every season. I give you
to
that.
do that. And 13, I think 13 has some fantastic. I mean,
13 was good. It kind of
we get the
drug a little bit, but
Tombstone
it was
episode is
really good.
great.
Yeah.
Jack with the Nugget is great. I think
I had
it's
to come
13
around
the
on Jack
Halloween
too.
one. Yeah, I guess we'll
Oh,
see. But
is that the one with I know what you're talking about.
time
Is
to
that
slice and
yes,
dice.
yes. Oh god, I can't wait
Mint
for that.
condition, that's what it's called.
But
That might be 14.
there's good moments, but I do feel like the way they handled a lot of the characters at the
It's
end of the
season
season,
14.
it kind of takes away from the better moments, I guess. I just feel like the Men of Letters weren't enough for me or anything like that. It just didn't feel like worthy of a full season, which they really became. And there
Well, I
was
think
nothing like there was no I guess there was no payoff for the Men of Letters. It just kind of okay, you killed the British Men of Letters, and then they kind of just disappear, and that's that.
it's because they couldn't spend the whole season just looking for Jack.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
they mixed it in. I mean, I'm looking at like the list now. None of these episodes are like my favorite, but I thought we had some great moments with Cass and Crowley together. You know, when they're in LA, we got to see Lucifer as Rick Springfield
oh,
as
that
the
was great. Yeah, yeah,
president.
yeah,
I thought that was a lot of fun. The Lily Sunder one was fun. Just anything we get some of like Castiel's pastime. I love seeing
yeah.
him before he met the boys because obviously meeting the boys changed him. Um, I like the whole thing with Crowley's son and him getting sent
That
back.
was good because you again, what they did in this season was Crowley was very full of emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was all very interesting. But I mean, yeah, again, it's not my favorite season. If I had to rank them, maybe that's what we'll do once you're done with the show, or maybe that's what we'll do for our 20th anniversary episode. We
Oh,
shall
that's a
see.
good one.
But I'm looking at these. Yeah, Tombstone's one of my favorite episodes. I love that. We do have the Wayward Sisters is in the next season. Oh, a Most Holy Man. I like that. Scooby Naturals in season 13.
Oh, I we're gonna. Oh yeah, we'll have to do it. Well, obviously, we're gonna talk about Scooby Natural, but
We get Gabriel back.
there's a lot. I can't wait to talk season 13. We'll be talking about that. I know we're not gonna be done by we got 3 seasons left,
I
but
knew that wasn't gonna happen.
hey, you know what? We're planning something pretty fun for the 20th anniversary between us and Nerd Initiative. So Lauren's kind of putting some things together. We're gonna do some fun stuff, and so yeah,
Leading
we're
up
up
to the
to
Supernatural
13th.
comic too, coming out soon. So
We
yeah.
gotta start planning our submission for MegaCon for our Supernatural panel too.
Yeah, that won't be till March, but yeah, we don't have maybe that's when we rank our seasons. We shall see. We have a lot of thinking to do.
Oh
A lot of
yeah, we do.
brainstorming.
But I
We've
mean,
got work to
also
do.
we gotta like the submissions. I think open up relatively soon. So
I don't know because it's later this year.
yeah, maybe you're right. Time's all relative. There's a rip somewhere in the time space that takes you to Gray
Oh,
Earth.
yes.
I don't
Okay.
know.
So this, I don't know if you've actually watched the video I have pinned on our TikTok. This like the one that we have like the most views on ever. It was my supernatural
Your
multiverse
multiverse.
theory.
I have a long time ago. I
Okay.
did.
I didn't know if you had just because it wasn't relevant to you before you finished it. So there's a lot of
I
things
pay
you could argue
attention
of
to you.
coming through what?
I pay attention to you.
But there's a lot of things like when you said Doctor Who coming through, it's like the guy, what was his name? I don't remember what his name was. The bank heist one or the bank robbery one where the boys, it was a shapeshifter and
Oh
Randall,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Randall,
yeah, yeah. I
Ronnie.
don't remember his name, but it was
I feel
like
like
the
it
heavier
starts with
guy.
an
Yeah,
R.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, he had a magazine with a Cyberman on it, and maybe that
Oh
Cyberman
yeah.
slipped through some other type of riff. So the Doctor could come through. And Mark Shepard is in Doctor Who, so that could
He
be his
is. He's a Secret
doppelganger
Service
in
agent.
another world.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot more Doctor Who
Marvel and
crossovers.
DC aren't the only ones who can do multiverse. Okay. They just got a lot more
Supernatural's doing it.
color. Yeah, they just got a lot more color
I
gradient.
think that the French Mistake universe exists
I
in Legends of Tomorrow
I can get behind that theory.
because the show exists. Well, that's what my video is about. The show
Yeah.
exists in Legends of Tomorrow. They come
I guess I
across
gotta
the
go.
filming of Supernatural.
Damn, I
And
gotta
this
rewatch the
episode
video.
is the first confirmation of the Supernatural multiverse. And we meet more multiverses. That would be a cool thing too. I would love for some like one-offs of like there's a multiverse where Benny stuck around and hunted with Dean. I would love to have some Benny and Dean hunting. That would be so fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, it would be great to see Sam and Eileen get married, right? They have kids. Sam retires. So, Benny and Dean, because Dean is always going to be a hunter, they go off and do some hunting and stuff. That'd be cool. I'd be down
Hunting
with
we
that.
will go.
I'd be
Hunting
down.
we will go. Yep.
I don't know.
Maybe there's a multiverse where Benny and Garth end up together and have werepire children. I only say that because in real life
They're
they're
married in
engaged.
life. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wait a second, they're
I
married
don't
in
know
real
if they're
life.
married or engaged, but I know they're together. And of course, I love all the comments. People are like, a werepire, you might say, quoting Dean.
Werewolves need dentists too, as you may know. Our
Oh,
English
yeah. Probably more so than the average person.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, you got to keep those,
Those
yeah.
pearly
I mean, God forbid you got an infection and you lost one of your like sharp
or like
teeth.
vampires too, man. They need
Yeah.
dentists. Okay.
Oh, ew, I would not want to stick. I don't know why, but sticking my hands in a vampire mouth seems way worse than a werewolf mouth.
Ooh, a good album name, Benny and the Vamps. Not instead of Benny and the
Benny
Jets,
and the
Benny the
Vamps.
Vamps.
Why
Yeah.
was that not a name of one of their episodes?
That would have been good. Benny and the Vamps, man.
Benny and the Vamps. Ah, I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Part 3 of my emo Dean classic. God dang awful.
You gotta find a dark
promo for
picture
this.
of Benny
I
and
do.
Dean.
All right, guys. This is our supernatural episodes. If you're having fun, then go back and listen to our other ones where we talk. We're on IMDb, apparently.
We
If you
only
want to,
have 3 seasons left
we
now.
do, and
Maybe
we've
I'll
done
make you watch
panels.
the Winchesters. I don't know.
It's on HBO Max, but probably not.
It's not bad. It's just not great.
I just don't. It's canceled, so I have no reason to watch it. It got
It's
canceled, so I
still,
don't
but it
like
could
that.
still be relevant.
If
If they continue the show in the future, that can still be
HBO or
relevant.
Amazon really need to continue the show, I'm too much high horsing ranting. But go listen to our panels that we've done at different Comic Cons. Go listen to our episodes of Supernatural. Let us know your moments from this season, what you liked, did not like. hopsgeeknews@gmail.com is you can email us, you can DM us at any, Hopsgeek News, any social media platform. You can join our Discord where you have 2 different Supernatural channels. We have Supernatural, and then we have Supernatural with spoilers for those of you who aren't finished and don't want to get spoiled. Stacy.
We created that for Matt, but he's caught up now.
Yeah, now it's for Stacy, who hasn't finished the series yet. So, haha, sucker.
I didn't
And
realize she hadn't finished it yet.
I'm pretty sure she hasn't finished yet. So, hang out with us. We'll talk to you guys soon. And hey, man, happy hunting, everybody.